G'day friends, it's Kim here from Kyms Homestead, another video once again. How are you? All well, I hope. Well, today I'm taking out those 4 big trees out the front. They're ornamental pears, and they're just going to get way too big where they are. They're going to be shading out the solar system that I just had put on the roof, and their roots will pull up all the pavers in the driveway and make a tripping hazard for me later on. So they're all coming out. I also have quite a few bushes along the side of the front of the house, and they're going to be coming out as well, or chopped right down to the ground level. Once again, they're going to be way too big for where they are. They are sort of like a box. I think half of them anyway are like a box, but they've been allowed to grow way out of control and not shaped or anything like that. They're growing into the path where I walk to and from the front door. Yes, they can be cut back and reshaped and everything else, but I'm thinking, well, I'm almost in my mid-60s now, and I'm not going to be hedging and whatnot when I'm in my 70s, if I get that far. But anyway, so they're coming out as well, and I think I'll put in something a little bit more appropriate along there, so I don't have to do as much work later on. So now is when I can do it, so that's what I'm doing. Now when the trees are cut down, I will be poisoning the stumps, but it's not a commercial poison like Roundup or anything like that. It's a organic herbicide. It's mainly made out of vinegar, and it usually works quite well, but it doesn't leave the residues that commercial poisons such as Roundup leaves in the soil. So that's what I'll be using. Anyway, let's have a look at cutting down the trees. And what do I do with them? Okay, well today I'm going to attempt to start chopping down these trees out the front. Now there's 4 of these ornamental pears. They're just going to get way too big. They'll cover up the solar system that I had put in, and the roots will just travel out and start lifting up all the driveway, which is not what I'm after. So I'll replace them with something else less invasive a little bit later on. And those bushes along the side of the house, they are also going to be chopped down. Some of them I may try and take out, but I doubt it because they're just too big. I don't think I'm going to be able to dig the root ball out. So I may just dig down as far as I can and chop them off basically where they stand. All the smaller limbs and so forth, they're going to be chopped up, and I'll use them as filler for my garden beds. Now I'm not going to be doing this on my own today. I do have the help of Mr. G, and together we should be able to knock these trees over and get them all chopped up and squared away, but it may take more than one afternoon. So here they are to begin with. This is the before shot, and yeah, it'll be vastly different to the after shot, I'm sure.
Nails come out in the washroom.
Yep.
Pull it over towards you. 3 lots in that.
As you noticed it, he never trimmed them when he was young. He just stuck them in and left.
This one up. Can you pull it the
Yeah, I'm trying.
No, this one. Pull it the opposite way to where the straw's going. You're pulling it on top of the straw. All we're doing is dragging everything up.
I am trying. At least this one's a single base.
Ooh.
3.
It's going to go that way.
Oh, it's lucky laugh. She's got some babies as well.
Fuck it in there, you want them up. No,
Yep. That's it, done. So now that the big trees have been taken out and all those bushes along the front of the house, I'm going to chop them all up into little bits and pieces and great big logs, and that's what I'm using to fill the garden beds. Now, this part you would call Hugle Culture. It's a part where you use just basically scrap, which is wood, cardboard, sticks, anything like that, and then you bury it in the garden soil or the soil that you're going to be using. So I still have some of the mixture from when the palm trees were dug out, so there's a lot of sawdust and whatnot in it, so that will be going on the bottom. Then I'll be covering it in cardboard and paper and whatever else I can find, basically. And on top of that will go a couple of good bags of horse manure, and on top of that I've gone and gotten a trailer load of it's a mixture of potting mix and organic compost. So I'll be using that on the top of the garden beds, probably about 4 inches, maybe a little more depending on the mixture that I've got, and that will be my growing medium. And then I can start putting in some seeds. Now that will be in the really long beds, and I've also got a square asparagus bed that I'll be using, so that will need to be filled up with sticks and so forth as well. Now what I will do, Mark from Self-Sufficient Me has just put out quite a good video actually on Hugle Culture, and he does a lot of it with his birdies garden beds. What he has done, he's revamping one of his beds, and it's been about 6 years since he first initially made this bed. He put in some pretty large logs and so forth. What he's done now is shown you what happens to those logs after being 6 years breaking down, being buried in the soil, and what's happening to them, and why it works so well in your beds, and what happens to them. So if I can, I will try and leave a link to it in the description box, or I'll try and leave a link up here so you can check it out for yourself and think, well, okay, I've got a whole heap of garden clippings and a tree that I've just pulled out, or vines I've just pulled out. What do I do with it all? It's going to take up too much space in me bins and whatever. This is what you can do. If you've got some garden beds that need revamping, or you want to put in some new garden beds, this is a great way of not only using a very valuable resource from your property, but also how to prolong and enrich the life of your garden beds for many, many, many years to come. So what I'm going to be doing is chopping up some of these branches and putting them into the garden beds. So let's get into it. This calls for the big guns. Just in the asparagus bed, dear.
What about them other ones?
Hey?
What about them other ones?
Yeah, you can put them in those ones as well.
Oh. I don't know which ones you want them in.
Whichever, that's all going to be good for the beds.
With the talk, move where what?
Well, there we go. They're all cut down, all out, and all cleaned up. As you saw, I cut them all up and I laid them out in my new vegetable beds to form the bulk fill of my vegetable beds. Yes, it will take time to settle down. There'll be a lot of settling and a lot of filling of gaps and things like that, so I will have to top up through the year with a good layer of compost. Now, the compost that I used was a mixture of potting soil and organic compost that I got from a local place, and they mixed it for me, which was just wonderful of them. It took a fair bit. What I got was about 1/2 metre. That's about all the trailer would take. And it took a fair while to get all that out. And unfortunately, I broke my little cart while I was doing it. But I'm assured that it can be fixed, so later on, that's what I'll be doing. So now I've only got the wicking beds left to do, which we took a trip together down to Bunnings, and while I was picking up some cat food, I also picked up some PVC piping and elbows and all of that to start the wicking beds. So hopefully that video will be coming up fairly soon for you. It's been a big job, very big job, and it's taken me a while. I'm not exactly fast anymore like I used to be, but slow and steady. Anyway, that's it for this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give me a big fat thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, please think about subscribing. It helps my channel out tremendously. Alright, well, that's it for now. Bye guys, see you again soon.